tells people I saved her life. Laughing emoji. I actually have no problem telling the story, but I've resisted so my wife doesn't have to get dragged back through the mud over something we dealt with years ago. Faceplant emoji. Off the record, it was fucking great though. That girl could suck dick like it was a goddamn calling. Laughing emoji. I did not respond. And then he messages, post-cancer survivors' grief, depression, and midlife crisis are a hell of a drug. Faceplant emoji. The reason I always understood the Lindsay Gattani story is because I had my own. And I said, fascinating. And he said, I felt the same way when I learned about your porn habit. And I'm assuming this was like when that video was going around that Kate Peter put out. And so here I am just asking to confirm a story. Is this true? And he is giving me the explanation. And he says the girl could suck dick like it was a goddamn calling. I don't respond. He goes, post-cancer survivors, grief, depression, midlife crisis are a hell of a drug. The reason I always understood the Lindsay Gattani story. And I go, fascinating. And then he goes, I felt the same way when I learned about your porn habit. And then he said, God bless America. And I will bet money on it that it was right after that message that I called Aiden and was like, what's the deal with Broyles? Because I'm kind of like, this isn't appropriate, right? Like, I didn't think that was appropriate. I mean, I guess I was asking him about the crack whore situation, but it was a post that was going around. And I was just trying to kind of confirm. I had other things I was looking at with him. And so he tells the story. And then I'm like, how do you respond? Fascinating. Wow. Cool. Great. Glad that happened to you. Whatever. I don't know. Fascinating. And then he leans in there with well, that's how I felt about hearing about your porn habit. And I was like, okay, got it. God bless America. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I responded, thanks, Krusty. Because he said, that's when I learned about your porn habit. And it was from the video that Kate Peter put up. So here I am going, thanks, Krusty. Thanks for this. And then he responds, meh, it's all so dumb. Why would I care? This is definitely, let me just write the date. July 31st. I'll check my phone logs, but it gets worse. Just so you know, it's worse. So he says, so I respond, I slide on his message. I felt the same way when I learned about your porn habit with the laughing emoji. And I said, thanks, Krusty. And he goes, meh, it's all so dumb. Why would I care what makes you come? Thank God for incognito mode. Seriously, though, I'm all for it. Why would anyone else care that I had an affair years ago? It's all ridiculous for people to worry about while they are actually hurting people on the regular. I wish you many more orgasms from wherever genre you like. God knows that I'll be doing the same. Is it a weird thing to bond over? Maybe, but that's just because society sucks. I'd say if more of these people came regularly, they wouldn't be such fucking assholes. Here's to the big O. You deserve it, and so do I. This emoji. I did not respond. He then messages me the next day and says, also, please tell that cunt Kate Peter that I said hello if things go south during your interview. And I responded, I know some people aren't happy, but I know what I'm doing. And he said, never doubted you for a second. I think it's a great idea. I loved that post. I said, thank you. So I'm reading this exactly as it is happening. Okay. So let's go back. Just go backwards. So I'm asking him about the perhaps my asking him if he really had an affair with the crack whore, which was something that was going on the internet. Maybe that question made him feel like I opened the door for the corresponding conversation that came after that. Okay. I can tell you right now, I don't believe that at all. It gets worse. It gets worse. I don't believe that at all. Absolutely no way. Me asking about something that is going around on the internet and asking if he really did have an affair with the crack whore, that lent to me wanting to know credibility, but also about all of the other shit people had messaged me about. This was just like, okay, is this legit? I went to him specifically. I didn't comment on it. I didn't post about it. I just went directly and asked him. And then he goes in and starts talking about how the girl could suck a dick. I respond fascinating, and he brings up about my porn habit, which is in the video that Kate Peter shared. And I jokingly say, thanks, Krusty. And then he literally goes into that whole statement about why would I care what makes you come? Thank God for incognito mode. Okay. Then he goes all about it more. Here's what gets me there is it weird? Is it a weird thing to bond over? We weren't bonding. There was no bonding happening. We were not bonding. This is a very one-sided conversation. I was not talking to you about this, and I wasn't bonding with you. This is as minimal of a conversation as I can possibly have without telling you to fuck off. So then the next day is August 1st. It's my first show. At 7:09 in the morning, right? My show is at 9. He says, also, please tell that cunt Kate Peter I said hello if things go south during your interview. Laughing emoji. I said, I know some people aren't happy, but I know what I'm doing. LOL. And he goes, never doubted for you a second. I think it's a great idea. And at 7:17 a.m., I say, thank you. He responds, you're welcome. Yesterday, I wished you orgasms. And today I complimented you on your decision to interview Kate Peter. Jesus Christ. We might be becoming friends, laughing emoji. I'm on my way to Attleboro District for Lindsay's pretrial with Mary Bagwell. I'm sorry. This wasn't the actual day that I did it. It happened to be another morning. I sent a picture of where I was, and I was at the Tipsy. No, I was in Fall River, and it was EEI was doing a live sports show. That's it. So this was the day, that was Friday. So it was the Friday before my first show. The next day, because he said where he was going, and I obviously sent that to show why I wasn't going to court for Lindsay's pretrial. I was like, I'm here. I didn't say that, but I just sent the picture. The next day he goes, congrats, Jess. You did a great job, and you're off to a great start with your new show. I already can't wait for your next episode. I said, I am looking for serious feedback, good and bad, in places I can improve. I would love your full take. This was something, if you messaged me around that time, even Jen Altman, people I was asking, I want to hear everything. Let me know, whatever. And he said, I listened in spurts between calls, but I got most of Kate. Let me re-listen to the whole show sped up. I'll give you my honest feedback. But what I can say is it's great how comfortable you are at holding the seat. It struck me as entertaining. You were funny, honest, and fresh. I'll get back to you with more. And I never responded. The week after, I did a promo for the Jess Machado show, and he sent it to me. That's the promo. He sent it to me, and he said, thirst trap. And I said, what's a thirst trap? And he said, when someone posts something sexy, subtle or not, to catch compliments or attention. I was joking about your cleavage. It dawns on me that the joke isn't funny when I have to explain it, though. Laughing emoji. And I never responded to him. So, as you can see, I had my own interactions with Jason Broyles, and I didn't share those with anybody. I didn't post them. I'm not going to screenshot it, although